guys. Today I'm gonna review the game Fight Night Round 4 for the PlayStation 3 and it's also on the Xbox 360. To begin, I would like to go over the controls. They're in a few months they're coming out with new DLC for both systems, changing the controls a little bit and putting it so you can punch to the head using the buttons, BYAX or XO box and triangle. And I don't know what to say about that DLC. To be honest, I gotten used to using the R stick, and I'm not sure how it's gonna all flow together exactly. Um, I don't think it's going to be a complete fail, but I think it'll be pretty close. Um, some more DLC coming out. Not really sure what it all is. I've heard there's going to be a new fighter coming to the game. Not sure for what system or both. So yeah. Anyway, that's just some DLC that's coming out. But aside from them trying to upgrade the game, which once again I think will be a fail. I would say the game is pretty good. If you're a boxing fan, it's better because, to be honest, if you're not a boxing fan, like a huge boxing fan, it's gonna get boring really, really quick. I mean, compared to other fighting games, it's compared to games like Soul Calibur 4 and UFC, it gets boring awfully quick. And yeah, the game is limited, and I mean it's boxing, so of course it's gonna be limited. So I mean, I guess boxing games in general are boring, or they're not boring, but they get boring once they're too repetitive. You're doing the same thing over and over, and just gets boring, kind of. It just does. There's not really anything new that you can do in the game, and it's just way too repetitive, and it's a flaw that you can't fix because it's boxing. So I think in general, boxing games are going to be boring because all you can do is punch. I don't think that boxing uh, is a good choice to make a video game about. That being said, there needs to be a boxing video game. If there wasn't a game, people would be, saying, what the hell? So, I mean, there has to be a game, but to be honest, it's to me, and I think to a lot of people, that have different fighting games that they can play, they would choose the other fighting games over Fight Night because it's like if you could only punch in Soul Calibur, or you could only punch in UFC, or you could only punch in Street Fighter, it would be boring as hell. I mean, you can't lie. I mean, if you couldn't jump over people, Soul Calibur, if you couldn't do special moves. If all you could do was sit there and punch them, it would get boring. And, I don't blame, anybody who made the game. Just the sport in general was not made to be a video game. It's just not meant to be a video game, in my opinion. It really isn't, And that's why I just don't think many people keep it for a long time. It gets boring quick and people get rid of it. And, going by that, I'd have to give the game, probably a 8 out of 10. Because the graphics are good. The game itself is a really good game. It truly is. The graphics are good. The controls are good, as they are now. But to be honest, the sport itself just it's boring to play. I mean play like on a console. If you're not actually there boxing, and all you're doing is just hitting a button over and over, it's boring. So I mean, If you like boxing a lot, then yeah, get it. It's a fun game if you truly enjoy boxing. But I think for the casual person that kind of, will watch boxing, but we're not following it, it's just boring. So my suggestion to anybody who's not a die-hard boxing fan, who's just a casual person, I would say rent it first. Maybe it is fun to some people. Maybe it truly is. But to a lot of people, it's not going to be fun for long. So my suggestion would be to rent it first, see how you like it. If you like it, all means buy it. It's a great game. It just truly gets boring after a while because of the nature of the sport. So yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10 just on the fact that it gets boring. That is a huge flaw in my opinion. A game has to be fun. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.